Hello?
Hey, Rick, it's Tony. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good, man. How about you?
Doing good. Thought we might try this podcast thing out. So
Podcast? What the hell's that?
I don't know, but we're recording.
I don't know either.
We're recording right now. And, did I tell you we're going to do this? Just hopefully.
Oh, I think you did. I'm not sure. You may have mentioned it. I'm not sure.
Blind dialing here.
Yeah, that's it. All right. So what do we need to do for this podcast, Mr. Tony?
Well, I think we have a name.
Yeah.
Netradiodogs.com.
Net Radio Dogs. Man, that sounds great.
And everything was wide open for it, like the Twitter, the Facebook, Google, the
so
you
got Net Radio Dogs on Facebook, and you got Net Radio Dogs on Twitter.
Right.
And is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I got it all. I mean, it was easy.
Oh, my God. You are the guru. You know what I'm saying?
Good name there. Good name, I guess.
Yes, it is. I think that's an excellent name, sir.
So hopefully we can come up with something here that people will want to listen to and enjoy.
Why don't we tell them, what we've actually, what our brains are doing right now, and so they'll know what to expect in the future. You want to do that?
Right. I think you're the guy that has impressed me over the years with your interview skills. So.
Oh my God!
Just tell me,
have you been drinking for the last 20 years?
Only off and on.
No, not that your wife knows about.
Mostly
anyway.
off, mostly on. I don't know. Anyway, so just tell me about Rick Dollar. And
Rick Dollar.
What have you done? What makes you the super interview guru for NetRadioDogs.com?
Okay, I'm not real sure about the super interview skills or anything like that. I just probably my brain just bangs out some questions sometimes, and I'm thinking, do I ask that or do I not ask that?
Right.
And at this point in life, I'm 46 years old, and when you're younger, you don't mind to ask those questions, and then you get middle-aged, and you start thinking, oh, should I ask that? Well, screw it. You just do whatever. But now I'm 46, I have learned what to ask and what not to ask. And then, but sometimes you ask things that you probably shouldn't. And, hey, what are you going to do?
Right.
I mean, I don't think there's any kind of prison time that I can do for some of the crap that I ask. But, hey, that happens.
I haven't seen this directly, but the word is somewhere along the line. You may have interviewed Ernest Borgnine.
Yeah, actually I did. and the questions that I asked him were not a lot about his early years in life, like with McHale's Navy and things like that. But I did ask him about when he wanted to work with the guys from South Park and in the movie Basketball a few years ago.
Oh, yeah. Which was my favorite.
Yeah, which is, pretty funny movie. And I guess his manager or whoever, they weren't real happy about me doing that, but, But I still got a couple of questions in there, And Ernie was a good guy. He's the kind of guy that you want to talk to, after a couple of brews. And he'd be the kind of guy that would, even if he didn't have a beer or two, he would want to talk to you and just let it go.
Right.
He didn't keep any kind of secrets, I'll put it that way. But great guy. Worked with at Barter Theater when he was a lot younger than all of us.
Right.
And just a great person to deal with. And got to sit down and eat some lunch with him and watch his interaction with a couple of other people. And just a really, really good guy. But Ernie was the man. And I'll have to say, every time I say that, Ernest Borgnine was a very, very good actor.
So, oh, yeah. Not just on Airwolf.
Oh, no. Hey, Airwolf. That was nothing. This guy has stuff that he had stuck back in his brain that he wasn't going to tell nobody about. So, but that's a whole another show, you know.
Right.
That's a long time from now. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and he was a hell of a guy. So.
Right. This is a test podcast, and this is, I guess, is going to be. We may talk to each other like this. I don't know what you want to do in the future. Probably interview some people, hopefully some important people.
Oh yeah.
And I think I remember you interviewing a particular important
You're important,
person.
Tony.
Other than me.
You're an important guy, though.
Other than me, you talked to another important Virginian, and I was in the room when you did that.
Okay, who was that?
You interviewed Senator Allen, who was previous Governor Allen. And how did that strike you? How did that man?
That fella that's one of the coolest guys I've ever met in my life. He I got him in the studio and got him a real comfortable chair, because I'm thinking this guy's got to have a real comfortable chair, because he's getting ready to run for president. And he walks in with a I don't know, probably a $3,000 Armani suit on and a pair of cowboy boots. Okay. And that's all good with me. I mean, you know, I'm in Marion, Virginia at the time, and I'm thinking, yeah, you know, what the hell. And he kicks his feet up on the bench there, and he decides he's going to get a dip of Skull. And it was Skull brand, okay? But there was probably 30 people outside the studio looking in through the clear glass window, and he was like, I need something to spit in. So, which you know, I don't dip Skull, I don't do, you know, tobacco or anything like that. So I'm thinking, I mean, it didn't come to me to do that, and you were probably out there close. But yeah, when I said, yeah, when I was like, get the man something to spit in, there was 40 people made a mad dash for the door. So everybody went and got this guy a cup to spit in. But great guy, but I was never intimidated by him, and I think that's the mark of a good person. Not a good person, but I guess you'd say, but a good interviewer is, do not be afraid of who you're talking to.
Right, definitely.
And I mean, you know, during the breaks, I mean, I still had to play music, and I followed the format, and I did what I was supposed to do. But this guy was just incredibly awesome. He was just a cool guy.
Right.
And I don't know if I'll ever interview anybody that was so easy to interview again in my whole entire life. This guy was unreal.
Well, now, Rick, you're going to probably have to bring me in several times in the future here, because I always get way off topic on everything, because I'm a little bit ADHD. But the thing about what I'm thinking this whole time since you've been talking about that is a skull ring and an Armani suit.
Exactly.
Does Armani reinforce the back pockets there?
I have no idea, but you know what? He had a hell of a jacket on. I mean, I can tell you that. He was a great guy. Right. I mean, I almost offered him a beer, but I think it was against FCC regulations or something.
Right.
But hell of a guy. I mean, he likes to duck hunt. And, of course, I think that duck hunting thing was his, major fall down in his life. I don't know if you're aware of that or not, Tony, but we'll just leave that right there where it's at. Okay.
Right. Sounds good. Anybody else?
If you don't bring the dogs to go get the ducks that you kill, and that's it. And that's all I'm going to say. All right. Anyway,
anybody else that you've interviewed that kind of struck you as just a really cool person, or someone that you just didn't expect to be?
I guess there's been several rock stars. The guys from Def Leppard, Vivian Campbell, who is now going through a lot of cancer-related things. Great guy, man. I mean, he set up the show in Bristol, Tennessee years ago when they did a tour with a couple of different bands.
Right.
And I think it was because there was a personal thing there, because he had married a girl from Bristol. But anyway, Vivian Campbell was a great guy, and I got to see him. I got to meet him, and I got to actually talk to him for a while. We were very fortunate to get there a long time before anybody else showed up, which was really, really good. A lot of the major Tri-City radio stations didn't get there before we did. I mean, I knew what I was doing as far as that goes. We needed to be there first. Right. And that was just something we always did. And it was pretty damn cool. I mean, they were a great band, and they still are to this day. I think they're actually going to be touring next year. But Def Leppard, yeah, great bunch of guys. Oh, yeah. Yeah, great bunch of guys. We did the Peter Frampton, Leonard Skinner, Government Mule show. I think Sean Mullins opened up for them. Oh, yeah. And we did that in Freedom Hall and took a couple of contest winners up there. Incredible show. I mean, we rolled up in a stretch white limo, and there was about 6,000 people, in line to go to buy tickets. Right. Still at that point. Wow. And incredible. We just walked in the front door, and we saw a lot of money. Okay, is what we saw. The promoters were going window to window to window with a very huge person, which I'm going to say is probably a bodyguard or whatever. And, they just kept dumping money into these black leather bags. So I'm really not sure where that money went. But, I'm not a promoter or anything, but these guys made a lot of money that night. And, but it was pretty cool. Yeah, that was a really good show to be, and got to meet Little Van. I call him Little Van Zant. Got to meet all of the guys that were in the band before. I think a year after that, everybody started having drug problems, and right. A lot of them passed on, and it was pretty bad. But we actually got to meet all these fellas before they passed away. And personally, on a personal note, as far as just me goes, I thought that was an incredible thing to get to meet these fellas before they passed on. Incredible musicians. These guys were so dedicated to their craft. And I know that sounds kind of lame. Everybody says dedicated to their craft things these days, but that's what they did. They had been in the music industry for so many years, and they did such a good job at what they did. They showed up every night doing the same, a lot of times it was a lot of the same songs they'd done for the past 15, 20 years. Right. And
that's all they want to hear anyway.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, but they knew what they were doing, right. And they enjoyed doing it. A lot of guys like Ricky Metlock, like he used to play guitar for Blackfoot. He was a lead guitarist, for these guys. And when the other guys were up front doing their guitar solos or whatever, Ricky was on the other side of the stage trying to get everybody jacked up and waving them on. Hey, give us some more. And that was the thing. It was you've heard a team concept in a lot of different businesses and things like this these days. These guys were unreal. Right. Everybody was for everybody. And I have to really, really, I've never seen a band like that, ever. I've never, the only other band that I've probably seen like that actually did that was Kiss. Right. If, no matter what their differences were, if Ace Frehley was up on the other side of the stage doing a guitar solo. Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley were on the other side getting them ready.
Right.
And trying to just get everybody to look at Ace Frehley. And you don't see that anymore. I mean, that part of rock and roll is gone, dude. And, you know, I've heard so many people say that rock and roll is dead. I mean, Lenny Kravitz did a song, Rock and Roll is Dead. And not to say that that's what's going on, but that spirit of rock and roll is gone. I mean, I like guys like Five Finger Death Punch now, and guys like that. That's not their live show. They do not do that anymore.
Gene Simmons is just awesome all around. He knows the show inside and out.
Exactly. Gene and Paul started that group, right. And they did so many good things, you know, with that.
He was a school teacher in New York.
Yeah. I mean, they started this, they started Wicked Lester, was the first band that eventually came Kiss. And Paul Stanley, guys like that, that have that kind of writing ability, and that, they wrote about one thing that at that time in their life, 18, 19 years old, of course, that they knew about.
Right.
And that was sex. And that was, getting laid. That's what they did.
Definitely.
Exactly. That's why they got in the rock and roll business. Hey, what are we getting into business for? Hey, I like to play music, but man, I love girls.
I think Gene likes the money too. So.
I think, now they've gotten older and they know how to market themselves. But here's the big thing is they have the guy that was their initial manager passed away,
right.
And then they got another guy. This guy is still with them. He's been with them for 30 years or more. And now they have an arena football team. They have Gene Simmons they've always signed their instruments and sold them online, but that's just one of the things that they've done.
Right.
But these guys are unreal. I mean, as far as marketing goes and rock, rock musicians go, hey, they're on the top. They can say what they want to say, whatever. These guys know what they're doing, and they're never going to be poor.
So, are you saying that we want to interview Gene Simmons sometime in this?
Hell yeah! Hey,
we can make
you get hooked up. I'm there, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
L.A., Tokyo, wherever you want to fly me, I'm there, homie. We're there. Because you know what? There's got to be some fringe benefits to that shit. Gotta be.
Yeah.
So, hey, if Shannon Tweed's around there, I'm there too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a beautiful woman right there. There's nothing like a beautiful woman, Tony. You know what I'm saying?
and a lot of makeup remover when you're.
Hey! I'm not even worried about that. Okay. Nothing like a beautiful woman. Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, so when my wife listens to this, she's gonna be kicking my rear.
She's probably gonna kill.
I gotta be.
That's okay.
Be careful there.
Yeah, I love her to death.